Well, today I came to tell you a story of a lot of boring people, among which lives Mr. Greenie. Mr. Greenie is eco-friendly, so whenever he goes to the market and finds a recycled but expensive bottle and a plastic bottle, he always chooses to buy the first one. But unfortunately, he suddenly discovered that the bottle was not recycled. The poor thing kept being sad and crying until came to his rescue superhero called Super Dabuza. Super Dabuza is traceable. It is also recyclable, but most importantly, it is cheaper than any other product in the market. But how did Super Dabuza come to exist? Once upon a time, in a non-so-far-away land, came a good citizen across something that's called an intelligent recycle bin. Being the good citizen he is, Mr. Greenie decided to throw the Super Dabuza in it. And by doing so, he has participated in a new funny game called Blockchain. And he did so by validating using a mobile app. But strangely, the recycle bin has given Mr. Greenie 5 pieces of something that she called EcoCoin. And she said that 1 EcoCoin equals 1 kilogram of plastic. She also told Mr. Greenie that he can use 2 of them to buy recycled thing cheaper later. Amazing, isn't it? And she told him also that the other remaining 3 will now start a new and funny life cycle. Let's take a look at it. See this cute little van? She came to get Super Dabuza from the bin. But first, she has to validate to take part in the blockchain and actually take Super Dabuza with it. Meanwhile, in the cycle exist the 3 red coins that we injected. Super Dabuza gets now transported to the next node, which is recycling and collecting companies, which will gain a lot by renting the bins from us and having to take all the plastic we provide for free. And they will happily sell it to the other clients for a cheaper price. They also have to validate using the app to take their pint from the revenue, which is 1 coin. And now in the cycle exist 2 coins. Now Mrs. Great Dabuza is now just a lump of crumpled plastic that have to be transported to the other node, which is industry. Industry also has to validate using the app to take its part from the revenue. Now only 1 coin is remaining. That 1 coin will be our revenue. Super Dabuza has now disappeared, but where did it go? If you look closely around you, you can find Super Dabuza nearly anywhere, even in some plastic foil wrap in places that sell recycled items. Here it is. Those places have also to validate to enter the cycle, but they don't get a coin out of it. Let me explain how they get from the cycle. They simply buy recycled items cheaper than before, sell them cheaper than before, so people start consuming more recycled items. They get a good image, a lot more of clients, and they sell their products much more than before. How do we sell cheaper recycled items? Let me explain. So this thing costs 6 happy coins. With EcoCoin, it is no longer the case. Mr. Greenie will now use the 2 super coins he gained at the beginning of the cycle to reduce the cost of the item. You may think that the selling places will lose by this reduction, but it's not nearly the case because they have already purchased the items cheaper than before. Another interesting thing that will happen is that Mr. Greenie will now be notified which new item Super Dabuza has been reincarnated in. And that is the end of the cycle. Well, not really. I'm just kidding. Let's take it to another level. Now, you have to keep remembering that our main goal is to ensure the traceability of recycled plastic throughout the cycle. And that is because plastic takes more than 500 years to degenerate. That is so negative for health and environment. So we are confirmed to the Sustainable Development Goals developed by the United Nations. Also, you have to know that in the economy, if the request increases, will do so offer on each blockchain node, such as the recycling companies or the industry itself. And so the economy will live happily ever after. As for marketing, you have to know that 7% is the percentage growth of plastic bottle consumption in Tunisia. Also, governments and international organizations such as the United Nations support recycling. For finance, we have two main revenue streams. The first one is from renting the bin, and the second one is from taking 20% from the recycling company's revenues. We also have expenses that mainly come from blockchain and also from subcontracting. They will be supported by a lot of investors. And finally, as for the boring legal stuff, you have to know that we will use the Startup Act new law that will allow us to spend 8 whole years without paying taxes, and 75 of the capital will come from entrepreneurs and investors that are involved in the whole ecosystem. Great, isn't it? Well, you might think it's the end now, but not really. Brace yourselves, people. We have only started here.